There were 11,364 gun deaths in 2016 as of October. That's another 2 months that weren't accounted for. 2,919 teens and children have been killed or injured by guns as of October. 1.4 million U.S. firearm deaths from 1968 to 2011 compare with the number of U.S. military deaths, which is only 1.2 million, in every armed conflict from the Revolutionary War to the invasion of Iraq. I can make a whole nother video discussing how people of color are disproportionately affected by gun violence, with 50% of Americans affected by gun violence being black men. Those who oppose gun safety utilize the Second Amendment as the keystone to their argument. Unfortunately, that isn't how it works. The boundaries of the Second Amendment do not coincide with the boundaries of gun control. The amendment does not reach, let alone prohibit, 1, all direct burdens imposed by gun control, and 2, conversely, it might apply and could possibly invalidate some incidental burdens imposed by civil suits or other gun-neutral laws of general applicability. The text of the Second Amendment says that the right to keep and bear arms should not be infringed. Founding-era dictionaries, assuming that they are reliable or possibly even relevant, define infringe as to violate, intrude, or invade the property or privilege of another. The notion of infringement seems to assume some kind of boundary and can be thought of as binary. Either something can be a regulation and it infringes on its right, or it does not infringe on the right. There are no partial infringements. Textually, infringe appears to mean something different than, for example, a bridge, which, again, assuming reliability and relevance, means to contract, diminish, or impede upon someone's rights. All this taken together means that the Second Amendment indicates that it is unconstitutional to take away all gun rights, but it says nothing about limitations, taking away any arguments in regards to the legality of gun safety. We can no longer hide under the excuse of the Second Amendment to prevent us from protecting our youth from growing up in fear. We don't have to strip America of all guns, and I would say that most people wouldn't call for us to. All I ask is that we make legislative moves to limit their access to the public. Those with criminal records, histories of domestic violence, and mental illness should not be able to walk into a Walmart and just pick up a shotgun. Military-style assault rifles that pump out a bullet at 3,200 feet per second cannot be out on the open market any longer. AR-15s were used in the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting in 2012 and the more recent Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School shooting in Parkland, Florida. An AR-15 was also used in the Pulse nightclub shooting, which was the largest hate crime in America's history, the Planned Parenthood shooting in San Bernardino, California, and in the shooting at Aurora, Colorado, where 12 were killed during the midnight release of Dark Knight Rises. Despite all this, it is freely available with no wait period in the state of Florida. Why don't we start there? There is no reason on earth that any civilian would have any need for a military-style assault rifle in their home. We live in the land of the free, not a war zone like an AR-15 would lead us to think. We should aspire to raise our children in a country where they don't go to school and have to worry they might not come back. And if we don't do something about our gun problem, we may not get the chance.